Well, everybody, I'm going to do some plumbing in my house, and I'm going to do the whole bottom floor. We don't have the second floor of bathroom up there or anything like that, so I'm going to do the whole bottom floor. And the problem I'm having, galvanized pipes. These are old and they wear out. I had to replace it here. I used black pipe, but it's only temporary because they didn't have the galvanized sizes that I need. So I was like, it's going to be a couple weeks, I'll do it, it's fine. So I replaced this. I had to use a union because the way they put the pipes in, they twisted one, put one on, twisted the other, put one on, twisted the other, and I couldn't put this pipe here down to there and twist it because it would twist into one and twist out of this one. So I had to put a union in there. Anyways, and it was leaking here, and that's what I seen. So it's all galvanized, and a problem with galvanized is it corrodes on the inside and it messes up bad, and it restricts your water by a lot. And I have a lot to do. I mean, so you could see right here, it goes from copper, 3/4 inch copper to 3/4 inch galvanized, and I'm going I'm going to go in from 3/4 inch to a 1/2 inch, and it's just, this stuff is very bad. You can't have this stuff. And I had to put another piece here, and I soldered that in there. So I'm going to go from copper to PEX, and I have to go all along through here and stuff. So what I'm going to use is there are some where I already have copper, you know, over here. Over here I got copper, it goes down to here, it's all copper, it's fine. But it goes to the shower, and you got the main right there. It goes up and it turns into galvanized, and I don't want that. And it goes outside where I replaced the spigot outside on the outside of the house. I got 2 spigots now. So, all right, what I'm going to use is PEX B. Now they make 1/2 inch and 3/4 inch. I'm going with 1/2 inch. And PEX B, they say it's a little bit cheaper than PEX A. PEX A is more flexible, and you use a different tool to install you can use these connectors like T-joints and elbows, but there's a tool, a special tool you put in the end of the tube, and it expands, and it goes around and expands, and you put the fitting on it, and it's actually better. You get more flow through PEX A than you will B, but I'm using PEX B. I got my elbows. I got a bunch of elbows. Now these are SharkBites. I've used them in the past at work and where I used to live. They're nice, and you just slip them on and it's done. You can get different fittings for this. I'm gonna have to get a couple more different sizes because I only have 2 of these. These are quite pricey, but if you want to go from copper to PEX, it's really easy. You just slip it on there, and you're done. Here's the rings, some 1/2 inch clamps. I bought some, and I got some more in here. I'll get more if I need them. I don't even think I'm going to need this many. I got 20, 30, or 40 of them. And then this is the tool that you're going to need to crimp the things around the PEX. And it has a removal too on there too, in case if you want to remove it, you can cut it off and you can replace it. And I got some T-joints, and these are the holders, the clamp holders that goes up into the studs, and it'll hold the PEX to the thing. And I also got a cutter, a PEX cutter. So I'm going around and I'm looking at a couple of different joints, and a couple of more fittings I'm going to need. Like, I'm going to show you in a minute. Like when I was talking, coming from 3/4 to a 1/2 inch, I'm going to have a reducer for that for my PEX, and I'll buy a SharkBite for that. If they sell 3/4 down to thing, I might have to put a reducer, then go from 1/2 inch to 1/2 inch. So anyways, and this all gold old holy mess up through the floor. This goes to the sink. I'm going to use PEX. I'm going to have to go up to the water supply lines, and I'll use a fitting to go right into the supply line, and that'll be fine with that. But this galvanized has got to go. And all up in there, it got an elbow that goes all the way up in there and it goes out, and that's where I put my faucet outside. So, and always tell your family members where the shutoff valve is for the water, because if you get water line break or something freezes and they don't know, tell your kids, your wife, and everything to where that's at if they have to turn it off in an emergency. The same thing with gas lines. Have them know where the gas thing is, how to turn it off, and keep a wrench there for them in case they need to do that. So I'm going to go to the store and get a couple more fittings that I need. I've wrote down what I need. If I can't, I'll have to finagle a way to getting some fittings in there. So it'll take a couple hours, but I think it'll be fine. You get better water flow. All right, what I had to do was this little drain valve I had to cut off because I couldn't twist it out, and I loosened this union, and then I cut it back here so I could take this all out, and you can see, look at the buildup of that crap. So, my gosh. Let me take this out. That piece was copper. That's brass. That's brass. Some of these might be copper, but that's not. That's galvanized there. And there's the piece I cut off, that little drain. Hey, my balls are in there. All right, so I gotta unscrew that from that faucet that goes outside, and then take this out, and it goes this way. All right, now I have to cut this pipe out of here, and then that one back there, this T, and put a T, clean that off and put a T on it. So I got to get one of these. I had to get one of these. I already had one, and like most tools, I don't know where the hell they go. I don't know where it's at. So when you use these, you put it around and crimp it. This is only for copper, brass, and aluminum. When you put it around there, gently put it on there and then twist it. Don't twist it tight because you'll bend the pipe itself, because that's a lot of pressure on that wheel. Okay, just tighten it up, snug it, and then twist it, and then snug it, and then keep going until you cut all the way through. All right, let me show you how this works. I got the one side cut off. So you try to get as close as you can. So that's, I mean, it doesn't really matter, but all right. I don't know what that says. Probably how much it cost. And just twist it around there. Take it another about a quarter turn. It's slowly cutting deeper and deeper. It'll take a few passes, but you don't want to damage it. There, it's through. There you go. Now that's brass. You could probably recycle it or give it to somebody to recycle. $324 for a 10-foot half-inch pipe. That's cheap. Okay, this is the spigot that goes outside. And what I was doing was I was taking this off, but I didn't have a wrench on this part. And I was trying to take a fitting off, and here I just stripped the darn thing out. So I took it all apart, and I wonder if I can clean this up and solder it instead of buying a new one, and then slap it all back together. I'm going to give that a shot. Let's try that. Alright, so I got all the parts. Yeah, I couldn't solder it with this stuff. I hope that's going the right way. Put that in there. And this is threaded this way. Why isn't it grabbing? Did I mess up the thread somehow? No. That goes in farther than that. I know it does. Let me get some pliers. Yeah, I don't want to cross thread that. That looks like it's centered, so I can put this on there. That doesn't look like it's on there far enough. Let me see something here real quick. It's not twisting. There it goes. Is that working? Is that closing it? Okay, it closes it. All right. You can see when I twist this, it pushes that plunger down on that. See, that's what opens the water and closes the water. I think this isn't on tight enough. There it goes. That's it. It's down. Now that's far enough. Now I'll put this back on here. And then this screw here. A lot of times these things will crack. If they have water in there, you can just replace this part. All right. All I have to do is hook this up to a line and see if I get any leakage around here, because I don't know, that doesn't look very soldered, but I did put flux and stuff on there and I pulled it in, but we'll see. I wanted to show you some of the parts that I'm not going to keep this. This is brass. This is old school here, man. Imagine what that thing would cost. I was going to save this, but I was like, nah, it's too much crap. There's a lot of brass pipes. These nipples here, that's brass. This is brass. I still got to take it off this elbow. This isn't, I mean, you can just tell, you scrape it and you can see this is galvanized, and I just, that's an old thing that I had. This coupling is, I could still use this. This is a union coupling. I can clean that up. Yeah, this is brass. This is galvanized. But you can always use these things. You can clean them up with some, I don't know, some acid. It'll clean that stuff out of there, or heat it up really hot and burn it out. And what I want to show you over here is, look at this old freaking valve. I didn't want to take this nipple off because I'll probably damage the threads. So I just leave it on there unless I need to take it off because I want to use it for something else. Now, I took it apart. Now, regular valves like this, they'll have a rubber thing on the end. And it closes down. But this is like a bell valve. Now, I used to cut these open. These dang things that I cut open were about 3 foot tall. And it was a stainless rod, and this was cast. And you had stainless, the bell in here was stainless. This is all brass. Oh, I lost it. Let me get that. But what this does, let me show you how this works. Well, it'll twist. It'll go down in that hole, and you got the water going through both ways. And this goes down, and it blocks it with this pin. See? This one goes on this side. This one goes on this side. And this thing goes in here. This is really cool. I don't know what age, how old this thing is, but I got that on there wrong. What do you know? I can put this side on. I gotta turn that radio down because, man, they're gonna complain that the music is a copyright. Okay. Now this goes in here. And that stops it from going. There's like a little pin down in there that rests on. But this goes down in there. And it lowers down in when you twist it, and it opens it up to let the water flow. That is really cool. Yeah, like I said, we had to use cutting torches on these things that were like 3 foot tall, giant water valves. And we had to split this dang thing down here, and you didn't want to melt the rings. There were 2 rings on either side of this thing too. And them things were like, oh, that big around. And you didn't want to, when you split it, you didn't want to burn through the rings because those are harder to get out. So if you knew what you're doing, you were careful, you would burn it and you would leave them stainless steel rings in there. And you could just hit them with a piece of pipe and knock them right out of there. It'd be less work you had to do. But this thing is really cool. I'm going to clean this thing up and save it. This is like, I'm going to turn it into an old hoarder. But this thing is really cool. I like this. I'll clean it up and I'll put some anti-seize on it. Even though it's brass, but it'll be easier to take off and on. This thing was a bear to get off here. So there you go. There's that valve. I still got to wait for some more fittings. I need 2 SharkBites down in the basement. I totally forgot to get those. So, all right. I cleaned up those fittings, and I figured, why not keep them? You know, this thing is old school. That is so cool. I wire brushed them clean, and I painted that, and that's pretty cool. I'll keep them and use them as I need them. All right, I cut that off and cleaned it up. I need a T here. Let me go on the inside in here. So you want to connect that pipe coming this way to here, and then it's going to come to PEX this way. I thought I had one. I need 2 of them actually for this as well. I got to put a T in here. This is the hot water. So I got to cut it here and back here. And then put a T here, and then put the PEX. Gosh. All right, folks, I got it all done. Now, right here, I didn't have to put all these elbows in to go back out. My joint is soldered, and it works. Don't worry about this. Is just coaxial, and this is security crap. I'm going to tie all that stuff up. But I didn't have to put them elbows in there. I didn't want to cut this and then put another piece in there, so I says, hell with it. And then I run over to here, and to the copper. That's why I use the SharkBites. And then I have to do the same with this one. I have to cut this here, and I'm gonna make it a little bit longer here so it's over here so it reaches there with the other SharkBite, and I'll connect to the copper back there. So I'll replace this with PEX, and we'll get on with that. But I didn't have that fitting back there. And I was like, dang it. So my wife had to get 2 of them. They were 13 something a piece. What a pain in the ass. So that's done. So I got to go outside and see what the water difference is with that spigot. All right, these are all the fittings I'm going to use for the other side of the basement. But I wanted to show you how these fittings work. It's basically the same principle as this. They're both SharkBites. Well, this one's called the actual SharkBite. You just slide it in, but in order to get it out, you have to push. You have to hold this down and pull. It's kind of hard to get it out. But I'm going to show you a little piece. Say I got the tubing here installed. It's done. But with this, you have these little clips that you have to put in there, like that, and it holds it in one place so it doesn't come out. In order to, if you want to take it out, you can just hold it down and pull it out. It's done. It's that easy. They're a lot cheaper than these. I think these were like $4 or something. And this darn thing is going to be like 12. But so let's get on with the first thing I want to do is turn the water off and open up the sink over here. So we'll get on with that. All right, now what I have to do, I can't loosen this and twist that out at the same way because it's not going to work. It's just going to make it tighter in there. So I'll cut it, then break it off, and then I'll put the fitting on it. Need a bent blade. see that much in there. Whatever drained out of the other side, there isn't drained out of this side. See, I don't know why water keeps constantly coming in there. I know it's the thing down there. I could fix it, but I'm not going to. That's why I put this on. I'll let that drip now. I probably need a bigger pipe wrench because that sucker's going to be in there. Yeah, let me go get my bigger pipe wrench. Go up in there. Ooh, that's cruddy. Gosh, that's in there. All right, that thing was tight. That was in there. Jeez.
Case in point, pipe.
Yeah. As much as I hate channel locks, I sure am using them. Wow, that was tight. I couldn't believe how tight that was. Take the shutoff valve. And look at the way there's an arrow on the way the water flow. So water flow goes that way, so put it on there. So get a ring, put a ring on it, and just crimp it shut. Done. Take this out. Just push it in. Installed. Done. Won't leak out of there. Now I can work on the rest of the stuff, taking all the rest of the lines down, and then I'll put a PEX end on that. All right, we got the this supplies the hot water, and then the hot water comes out, and we'll replace that later. We started getting a little ahead of ourselves. This is the one I just taken out. It's cleaned off, and you got your SharkBite. Push it. There you go.
Oh, pretty lady.
On, and then
That's the noise.
up. And then we'll measure it. How long we need it. Here. Cut off, and then slide this one on. There we go. Now I want a clip. There's a hanger right here, but we don't need it. Try to pull it out of there. That's where the pipe originally hang from. Hung. Hanged. Hanged. Hung. Clip it on there. That's the air conditioning thing. That's good. Now that is done from the meter this way. It was hard taking that 3/4 inch out of here, it was so freaking hard. God, did it kill me.
For example, pipe up, pipe down.
Yeah. Pipe. I wanted to replace this before we got too ahead of ourselves. I could have made it straighter, but it's done. Okay. That's the cold that supplies the hot. Now we want to get the hot to come out of here, and then okay, what we did, we ran the supply over to here to go up into the toilet and underneath the sink, and I had to cut this darn thing because it wasn't coming down out of there. This is to the sink, and this one is to the toilet, and I still can't get it out. Good Lord, man, really? Like a puzzle. Look at that. All that just to go off to the main, to the sink, or the toilet. Now I got a T here. I'm just going to feed it right up and feed it right up. And I have the connectors, the SharkBite connectors. Boom. Pop it on there. Put the supply line onto it. Pop that supply line on there. Hook it to the toilet tank. And we're done with this. And then I have this one. Goes up into the shower. It's the cold. And then once we do this, it'll be all done. And
all the cold. All the cold will be done.
Yeah, the hot, all the cold will be done. Then we have to do the hot. So it's been about 16 minutes.
3 hours.
Since we started. So, no. How long has it been?
About 2 hours.
Now about an hour. Almost 2 hours.
Ah, don't say that.
Minutes.
So I'll just feed these up through. That away. And this one this way. And then I'll tighten these crimps here. And then we'll be good. Quicker than soldering. And if you need to take them off, you just put it on number 2. You switch this thing around to number 2, and you put it on there, and you'll cut it like this. But so let's go. I'll go up and I'll put the fittings on it, and I'll tighten it up. All right, we ran the hot over to the under the sink, and now we're going to run it over to here, up to the shower. And why I'm leaving these pipes in here, these galvanized, because we're going to redo our bathroom, and I'm going to rip out all the pipe and everything up in there, and I'll replace it with PEX, because I'm going to replace everything, the floors, the walls, and everything in there, even the shower. So I'll you can buy PEX in like 5-foot lengths and stuff. So I'm just going to run a piece from here, from there to here, and we'll put an elbow on it, and we're going to keep going. So let's measure this piece, how long we need it. This is going to be about, I reckon, you got it? .58 inches. So I'll cut a piece, we'll pop it in. This stuff isn't the easiest to work with, but you know what? I'll take it over copper and soldering the joints. The heck with that. I'll get it. I'm going to say 56.
58.
58. That's what I said. Cut it. Oh. Give me a ring or a clamp. Put it on here. And put it on here. And clamp it down. Whoa. Yeah, I got it. That's done. Now we'll go over to here. Oh, I can't see. Okay. Now with this one, you know what? Let me put it on this side. I'm gonna nail this up with this clamp. These things hold it right into the studs for you. I'll put a couple in it. Put another one over here next to the cold. That's good. Now I'll measure this fitting here. Gonna need a T and 19 inches. So I'll cut another piece at 19 inches. Cut a little bit bigger, that way if I need to trim it off, I can always cut it off. Then if you make it too short, then you have to go buy a pipe stretcher, and I don't want that. Need an elbow? Oh, a T. Yeah, I need a T. Listen to this guy. He's on it. Don't listen to this. Don't listen to me, because I don't know what the hell I'm doing. Yeah, I'm going to need 2 rings. One for this side, and one for the other side. Oh, I forgot to... Come on, man. Get it together, man. Come on, Rock.
What are you doing?
Oh, wait. That's what am I? Yeah, what am I doing? Yeah, God. What the hell? I just want to get it done, man. I just want to get it done.
Well, we've been going for 2 hours.
25 minutes. 2 hours, 25 minutes. All right. Push it on here. Or do I need to cut it? Right about there, huh? There you go. Now you're cooking with gas. I should put it on that. Come on. There we go. Now, I'm not a plumber. I play one online. Now I need to go this way all the way to the one elbow down there, and then we'll go back. So, all right.
I'm rolling.
Well, I ran into one small problem here. I have to put this is the hot, and this is the last piece I'm putting in, and I have to put a T here. Well, I don't want to bend that pipe that far to match it up with this T and then pull this that far just to, so I'm going to put a bite here and then put the T here, and then we'll work at it. So right now I'm just cleaning off these darn things for that fitting, and we'll slip it right on, and then we'll slip it on the pipe behind me, and we'll be good to go. So I need my, so I'll just slip it on. That's on, and I'll put the little clip thing. I need to put a little clip thing in there that keeps it from, and if you ever need to take it off, take the clip thing out, push that black thing in there, pull the fitting out. Now this one goes into here. It's installed. Oh, gosh. Okay, now I need a piece of PEX about yay big. So I'm gonna push it into that and cut off that.
You need the clamps too.
And push it into that, and then we one piece over to here, over to
And an elbow.
right here. All right. Need from here. I just go to there, huh? All these wires aren't. There ain't nothing wrong with these wires. I just have to tuck them up in there. 29. Amend this a little. Get this. That's it. And then cut this off here. Off here.
Need two.
Yeah, I need two. Uno. Take that away. This one. Let's see, I hope I can crimp it on there. That's done. That's done. Now, so yeah. I don't hang drywall anymore. All right, we're done. This can come down. That's for a suspended ceiling that was in here, and I'll put a clamp on that. Nah, that's fine. See, this is off, so I can probably turn that on, and then turn the main on, and we'll see what we get. How many leaks? We had a couple of problems. The line that I pushed when I pushed the PEX up to the toilet supply line, it was for a faucet and not a toilet. So I had to take that down, and I have to take this off and maybe take it back and go get the right one. That was minor. And then when I turned the hot on, we had a break over in the shower. I don't know why. So I cut the clamps off of it, re-put it together, double clamped it, and then the wife says that we weren't getting cold water in the shower, and no cold and hot to the sink, which I remember the supply lines were turned off. So I turned them on, that was fine, and then I turned the hot cold on, and I don't know what happened. I needed a magic touch, I don't know. So we're all done, and I think it took about 45 minutes.
How long?
About 3 hours to 15 minutes.
3 hours and 15 minutes.
But that's your 45 minutes.
That's my 45 minutes. So now I'm going to have to figure out how to take this darn thing off, but I'll probably just, I don't know. So they got a mess to clean up, all the pipes. I'm not even going to save any of the pipes anymore. I thought I was going to save the fittings and stuff. This I might save. This is still good. All the other crap, the galvanized stuff, I'm taking to the curb, and we bought a new washer. I don't like front load washers. I like top load washers. I think they do a heck of a lot better because you see laundromats using them. So, and they do a better job. So we took that thing to the curb, and it was, what, an hour? It was gone. 2 hours gone. So I'm going to take all this pipe to the curb and drop it off, and someone will pick it up, honestly. So until the next time, thanks for watching.